Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the OS Talk. We're doing it a little bit different today. Instead of just me and Charles and our interviewee, we actually have a 5-person discussion. So I've got a little bit of interviewing. Yeah, that's great. I got a little bit of introducing to do. So first off, as always, we have Charles445 with us. How you doing, man?
Hi.
All right, and then we also have Deadbeat, one of OS Staff's GMTs. How you doing, Deadbeat?
I need a fucking drink.
Okay.
Good job.
Then we have good old lovely Ephemeral, our staff manager, here with us again. How you doing, buddy?
I too could use a fucking drink.
Okay. And then we have Onosaki Hito, which, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the qualifying assistance team members for Taiko.
What are they calling him these days?
Yeah, exactly. Hi.
Hello. And
Awesome.
you got a phone
We
call,
are
my friend.
Already on a phone call, and people are fucking needing drinks. This is going so good.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay,
All
This
right.
is a great start so far.
This is the best thing ever. Let's continue.
So we do have a little bit of things to cover today. So if you read the thread or anything, if you caught it right before we started this, it actually had listed that we're going to be talking about the staff rework and ranking talk and what's going to be changing, what's not changing, what to freak out about, what to not freak out about, and we're going to try to touch base on that. And we're going to go over a lot of things. So the first thing I'd really like to discuss between everybody is what everybody here kind of felt was why this system was needed, and like what could be possibly changing with it. And anyone is free to like speak up with this. There's no inline stuff, so like anybody who wants to give their 2 cents on why they feel the system was needed in this group, go ahead.
If I were to go ahead and start, I feel like the reason that the change was needed is that it needed to be easier to push stuff into the qualified state, so people's maps don't get stuck into a horrible limbo of death, aka whenever something stays in bubbles for like over a month, it usually means it's been there for far too long.
I think
So-
it's been there for 2 weeks. It's been there for too long.
Yeah, pretty much. So what'll happen is
I would
that
say
the more...
even like I'd say a week and a half is too long, honestly.
Yeah, so basically pushing more stuff forward quicker in order to get, actual content, and make it so it isn't such a freaking hassle to be sitting there waiting for so long.
Yeah.
It can be quite a hassle to actually get maps bubbled, even ranked. And so if we've got like a whole bunch of bats that can actually just focus solely on that, and then another group to focus on the maps that get qualified, we can probably see a big difference in beat maps getting actually ranked.
Yeah. And, like, things that have been going on with it is, I mean, we all know it's been a long time thing. It's not anything that could really be sugar-coated, but, like, you get a map and it'll be impending there. And it has 2 courses of how it goes before the system kind of got implemented and decided to be reworked. The first system was par for course. You'd get your 12 mods, and you'd have a bat look at it shortly after, and if you were lucky, it would get ranked. And if you weren't so lucky, you'd be hunting down those 12 mods. Because, I mean, even getting the 12 mods that you needed can sometimes take a ridiculous amount of time. So, do you feel that, like, this will fix what's going on with that? Will that improve as well? Will getting normal mods improve as well along with this new change?
It
I mean-
could depend.
I honestly always think when people bring that up, that they have trouble getting 12 mods or whatever. I honestly have always thought that's not really so much an issue with the system so much as it is with them not willing to network properly. I mean, if it's a community endeavor to get people to like interested in modding your map and stuff, I always thought it was a bit weird to just like upload a map and kind of expect it just to get modded just because you uploaded it.
I
I don't
think
think
in that,
that's ever really worked for anyone. It certainly never worked for me.
in that regard, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, in the sense that, sure, it is a lot of networking is important, but at the same time, do you really need to make lots of freaking friends to get anything forward?
Well, not necessarily making friends, but more like just getting involved in stuff and getting people like known and contributing to their work so that other people contribute to yours as well.
Yeah, I think, what you're saying is that it's important to mod other people's stuff and then ask them to check out yours,
Yeah. And in
Give a
turn,
penny.
like, yeah, get a penny, give a penny, get a penny, or do unto others as you do unto yourself,
etc.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real, like no amount of system that we can mandate can really do anything to like force those kind of interactions. It's something that users have to make for themselves. And the aim of the game is to make a system that's conducive to those kind of interactions, and I think that's what we've kind of aimed for almost with this new system by getting more people involved in it.
And Ephemeral, for all the people freaking out and going, oh god, what's going on? Like, it's kind of been stated pretty clear, I felt, in the thread posts and the updates in the news. But, like, for those people that are still freaking out a little bit, could you, like, as bare bones and as simple as possible, explain what exactly has changed? Because some people still don't seem to understand that it's not really as big as a change as a lot of people might think. A lot of people are overworking it or overwording it or overanalyzing it even when it's really pretty simple. So would you mind going into that a little bit?
No, absolutely. The bare basics of it is we're basically making the BAT and the entire... by the BAT, I mean the ranking process or system, as it were, more accessible to more people. Whereas before it was generally very limited in the scope that it had. Like, we had the basic few members that were only added periodically once every 6 months or so. And the team never really expanded from those points forward. And that was a big deal because we'd have issues where we had like 60 people in the BAT and there was like 8 or 9 people actually doing stuff.
Ouch.
And those...
Dude, okay. I checked on everybody in that team.
Yeah, you were one of those 8 or 9 people, Charlie.
No,
you should,
I'm talking about doing management. I would say, like, the reason it stayed that many was because people actually did do stuff.
Well,
I don't want you to discredit them entirely.
No, I'm not discrediting them and saying it like this system came about because the old BAT didn't do anything. No, they definitely did stuff. They really did.
Yeah,
It didn't.
okay.
That was in
Yeah,
part.
totally.
It's not even like related to that really.
It's just the demand outweighed the workforce, I guess.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that are like really foot in with this and they really want to get involved. And you had people who are obviously gunning, like the career modders that try to become BAT and stuff, and they were getting held up.
Yeah,
I
It's
remember
just, it kills people. I mean, like if you put all that work into something and then you get no recognition for it,
Yeah,
people just quit the game and go somewhere else.
I remember I had this problem with when we were looking for new bats. I'm like, so who do we add? And there were people being recommended that I had never heard of before. I'm like, how have I not heard of this person? They've been here for so long. And the truth is that one person can't oversee everything. So it's even better if people can, now with this new system, more people can step up to the plate because they're more visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And
that's the gist of it.
And there are more changes to come, but I have a question for Onosaki Hito, because he's on one of the specific modes teams. Do you feel that this new change will also bring in more people for all the specific modes?
Yeah, I believe it will, because in the past, as some of you guys already said, it was really hard to get a bat. And now the possibility is much bigger to become a bat after all, because there are no... no real checks at all. Everyone who is active in modding and who has some experience can become a bat and talk, and in this way they can help their friends or other people, so the modding force is much bigger. And another positive aspect in this new system is the work between the bats and the quads or quads, however you want to call them.
Yeah.
The
Qualifiers.
the qualifiers, because the bats now the workload is first of all splitted through all these new bats, so they can check, so everyone can check a map, and once they get ranked, the qualifiers can check them and show the people, the bats and the normal users, what's maybe wrong, what can be made better, so the people they get experience by that, and that's a really good thing if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it'll be a learning process for both sides actually. I think what'll happen is that the bats will start to push forward all this potentially new stuff to the cats, and so it'll be interesting to see how the cats take the content that they've never seen before, because
I think one good thing about this change that I don't think it's been mentioned yet is the fact that we're also trying to encourage the bats to be more open with the just general modders. So hopefully there'll be a bigger interaction between just the regular modders and the bats themselves.
Yeah, like instead of
that's true, yeah.
just checking for rank, now it's like actually give the feedback on the people and whatnot. And I guess this would be a more casual departure from bat stuff. Like, there isn't as much of a pain staying in the team as it used to be. Now it's just like a relaxing thing. It's like, oh, you have the ability to do this stuff now. You don't have to, but you totally can. And that's what a bat would be.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely I'm seeing some comments that are saying like it's kind of like the mat and the bat was before. Sorta in a like a pseudo sense maybe. But
This has been around for a while now.
nah.
Since the announcement, people have been making a
think
comparison
so.
to the old Met Bet system.
but
Yeah,
it's really
it's dead.
yeah, it's
I don't
really
like the
not. It's
comparison.
really not. It's really not going to be like that because the entry level to this is like, I guess the
Way
only
less.
thing. I guess the only thing you could say is the only way it's kind of the same is literally the entry level of the original mat when it was very first formed is kind of basically sort of how the new bat's gonna be to a degree. I mean, of course, one thing to list off here is that a lot of people coming out, and I know we talked about this before we even started, is a lot of people coming out were kind of worried that, oh, they didn't get in and they're not gonna get in, and I'm pretty sure Ephemeral can clear all the light on that because that's really not the case, is it?
No, it's not. Like, there's people in the team now that, like, even the first edition we did, like, a few days after the system went live, has included people that were, like, you know, in the past had never really been earnestly considered for whatever reason. Like, for their, you know, we were worried that they're not able to work in the team or anything, or all these other complaints and issues with their quality of modding and all this other stuff. We can have people in the team now that we were reluctant to add before because it's more open to everyone. So it kind of encourages people to give other people the benefit of the doubt a bit more. I mean, I'm being awfully frank here, but like,
Yeah, well,
a
yeah.
lot
The source of my entire May stress.
yeah. I mean, I don't mean to say that as anyone who's got in is like not competent or anything. They are
No,
obviously
no, no,
very
no,
competent,
no.
otherwise they wouldn't be in.
Yeah.
Big difference. But yeah, I guess I do want to ask. I just want to make sure because a lot of people are concerned that they're never going to make it because they didn't get in this round. Could you dispel notions on that?
Yeah, no, there's going to be heaps more of them, and
All
pretty
right,
much
yeah.
anyone who wants to get in will get in. Like, you
Yeah.
have to actually work for it. You don't just get to sit there and mod like once a month and be like, "Lol, can I be back now?" Or quite, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, and ultimately what'll happen is, like, we've spoken of this before, I don't think it's went in too heavy, but ultimately the main goal for it is to automate the batting process, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do
In
that?
in the new system, it's basically kind of like Reddit, I guess, is about the closest thing of putting it
Ah.
to.
Oh,
Except
God.
like your score is determined by like, it's not determined by upvotes, I guess, but it's a similar type of system wherein the changes that you apply. I'm not actually 100% certain on the current design draft of modding V2 since I haven't looked at it in months, basically. But it generally follows that scheme where you contribute and your changes get added and you get score. And when you qualify a map, you use score.
Oh, I
Kind
see.
of thing.
So
Yeah,
basically,
so-
like the kind of like the KD system, but for qualifying.
Yeah. If you've ever been on a private tracker and you have to like upload new torrents and stuff, and they have like guidelines and you get certain points for uploading them, I think Bucket PT does it like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get a dodgy torrent knocked off because you didn't fill in all the metadata properly, or you didn't seed it or some other shit, you lose points instead that you can reclaim by doing it
Yeah.
properly. It's kind of like that.
And another thing that was kind of brought up, it's been brought up before, and I just want to kind of touch base on it, is even with this system set out, like a lot of people, when it was like, and we're going back a couple years, because this isn't something that was just kind of, that's another thing that probably needs to be like put out to light. This wasn't just something that we decided to go, oh hey, let's just kind of flip everything that everybody knows upside down and
I
start
think I
over.
remember hearing about this late 2011, early 2012 or something.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
been
we've
around
been-
years.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
people have been
we've
talking
been
about
throwing
this
this
for
around for years.
goddamn long
Yeah.
time.
It
The idea of
actually was
qualifiers, I don't
yeah.
think the idea
Kinda
of qualifiers
like-
has been that old though, but
No,
the idea behind a lot of these changes isn't exactly new.
they date
Yeah.
back from about 2010, actually.
It's almost as old
Wow.
as OSZ2.
Yeah, and
I would say it's older, honestly.
Really?
Really? Holy. Seriously?
One of these things made it to the actual game.
Well, OSC2
Anyway.
did some of its features anyway. But that's a
Yeah.
topic for another time, I think.
yeah. But another thing that was kind of brought up is ultimately people were talking about the ability to where people would be able to rank their own maps, and I think that's going not to happen.
Nope.
No,
That's
no,
never
no.
gonna happen.
So that definitely was kind of nipped in the bud before.
If you bubble or rank your map or a map that you have a diff in, goodbye.
You're gone.
Well,
You
see,
are
that was
fucking gone.
Yeah, well, see, that's actually a good thing, because I wanted to touch base on that, because I knew that was originally talked about in the system. Like, once it hit a certain level, if it had approval from one person, the actual mapper themselves could put it through after it had reached approval.
No. That's why you get two different people who aren't the mapper.
Yeah,
so it doesn't happen.
And I'm glad that part, like, that little addition
Like, I think the
was
best
cut.
thing that a mapper could look for is that two of their close friends push their map forward.
Yeah.
And honestly, there has been criticism in the past, and some of it founded, some of it not, where bats would, would have two of their bat friends move their maps forward. And at this point, it'll be like, now that technically will also be in the hands of the users, but again, that's really not recommended.
Yeah. And
It'll make people really mad at you.
It's not something that could be avoided, I think, but at the same time, it'll
unavoidable.
definitely be frowned upon.
Totally.
Yeah, and so the next topic that kind of brings this up is, what does this really change for the community as a whole? Is this going to change, like, how modders are seen? Do you think this will put more positive light on the modding scene? Do you think it'll get it started back up more? I mean, some people say that it's kind of de-accelerated. I think it's accelerated more. It's just not as visible anymore.
I think it's going to encourage a lot of people, because it's now a lot easier to get into the vet, and I think it's going to encourage a lot more people to actually try and get in there now, especially since it's a lot easier. So hopefully we should see a big increase in user activity.
Yeah, I also think the people who were originally being added to the bat were not comparable to the people actively doing an exceedingly good effort to try and get in. Like, there were so many more people who wanted to get in that just couldn't, just due to the fact that there were too many people, and they were pretty much all good, and they just couldn't be added because there were so many others.
Yeah,
people used to always. Is there a limit now?
Yes, we can hopefully say again.
Is there going to be a limit now, or is it just no limit?
Probably not.
I mean, I don't think there's a hard limit, no. Not that I've heard of. I mean, I certainly didn't draft one.
There'll probably be a thing, and I'm just saying this, I don't actually have a say in it. Whether maybe if somebody's gone for like 3 months or something, they'll be moved out, but like that.
Oh yeah,
that
profound
leaves to be
inactivity.
seen. Profound inactivity
gets
not
gets
inactivity, but profound inactivity.
Yeah, pretty much.
But speaking about that, I have something else to say about the game modes because of the Zetrod's question, how it would affect it. Because in Osu, it was as always, the community was really big, and we also had a lot of bats. And of course, that's also now that's even nowadays with the new bats and quads the case. But for game modes like Taiko, for example, or even CTB and Mania, this will be a really big change. I mean, in the past, for example, Taiko had only 4 bats, and of course, it was then kind of a struggle to get a beat map ranked. Only 4 bats, and now we have risen up to 14, and this will of course help the community a lot in modding, in ranking, and of course in gaining experience. So I guess this will help the other games modes a lot.
Yeah. It really did help adding just bats in general, and I'm not going to go into specifics because Ephemeral would literally hang me. But I do want to real quick.
I wouldn't.
It lights a fire.
Bullshit.
Under people,
Are you kidding? You come out of Australia, you get on a plane, take me, and go, today's the day, Texan sunny. Right? And then I'd be dead. No, but for real, I spent like a month or 2 trying to get Mania bats added, and I believe at the end of the 2 months, I added XPU. And that was it.
Oh,
and I was
those specifics. Yeah,
yes,
okay,
like,
yeah. No,
damn it was so hard. But now it's like, we just added, how many, like 3? Just like yesterday or something? Like,
I think to fill people in, we should say that there are a certain number of hurdles you have to jump through. Well, you had to jump through. It's not like that anymore. But you don't have to do that anymore in the new system because we're more open about it. So it means we can get more people involved that otherwise may not have been allowed to be involved, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know...
That's my favorite change of this whole thing, because I don't have to deal about that shit anymore.
Yeah. And,
if I can just quickly ask Ephemeral something.
go ahead.
When we had the new bats and quad thing, Are we gonna have like Tycho bats and CTB bats, or just bats, and that's it?
Designation. I think maybe we will, for the mode specific ones, introduce some form of designation for them. Probably in like it'll just be something added to their title, just to like clarify stuff.
Yeah, I guess the question is, real quick, Citra, will the designation be needed, or will the clear lack of skills in those game modes hurt the bat enough to prevent them from doing it?
Well, ideally, people added for those game modes wouldn't touch the game modes they're not familiar with. It's kind of like if we add someone for standard, they're not going to go ahead and like touch Mania maps.
Like, if they did touch Mania maps and the Mania map gets unqualified due to it not being in a presentable state, then I guess that would then prevent the standard person from touching the Mania because they can't evaluate it. But
yeah,
I guess is that an ideal state, or would it get through anyway?
No.
Who knows?
No, it shouldn't. That's not ideal at all.
And
having
that's
someone.
Yeah, and that's where the cat's work is so difficult, is that they have to go through and, evaluate all these difficulties and make sure that they're good.
Yeah, well, one of the things that kind of goes in with that is, like, if you do add specific people and you give them a title, I think, like, just putting it up on the Wikipedia page for the team, and, it does require a lot of editing, but as you see it now, it does show what members are good at what.
Nobody looks at that.
It showed before, but it doesn't show anymore.
Oh, it doesn't show anymore?
No.
Oh, bums.
I removed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nobody used it.
I used it.
You're special.
Oh, I guess I have special eyes.
Well, the idea behind it was that every bat in quad is just a quad or a bat. There's no difference anymore. So everyone has...
No, the quad still has the game mode still there.
Yeah, of course they have, but... Yeah, the quads, you're right, but the bats, every one of the bats can rank whatever they want, and that's the reason why no one has a specific work to do anymore. Yeah. So as long as they feel confident with the mode they are modding, they can rank it, of course, but they won't rank another mode if they are not confident with it. Mm-hmm. And that was the whole idea behind this removal.
This change. Of course, to people that are listening to this, that doesn't just mean people are going to be able to run around all silly-nilly and do stuff. I mean, there are going to be consequences if you, for example, were to, say for good old example, Charles is just a normal mod, or Charles gets new bat, and he's like, hooray, I can help the community. And he sees, like, Long Cat super cute whatever mix, 15-minute mix, and he's just like, oh my god, I love long cats. And he's just like, this needs to be done, and decides
meow,
to
meow, 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 bubble.
Yeah, just goes right through and bubbles it, and then say ephemeral for this thing is standing quat, and he's like, no, timing's wrong, this is wrong, what are you doing? Get the bleepity bleep out.
I'll tell,
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. No, we'll tell ephemeral, you got something against pussy, mate.
Oh god.
Right, and so then I'd hit the qualified button even without a bubble, and then it would show up, and then the cat would go, really? And then I would be off the team.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely
that sort of actions don't last long.
Yeah,
it's easy to get into the bet.
Are you sure? I think it would make you off the team if you were to qualify something after someone popped it and you told them to screw off. I think that would get you off pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd get credits docked first. I think we're going to implement that. Like the whole...
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I think you're pretty safe to kick someone straight away.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess there'd be special cases for everything. Like, everything we say is basically kind of like a ground line, but there's always going to be, like, that one person that's going to push the boundaries of what we find acceptable. No matter how you change the system, there's always going to be boundary pushes. It does not there's no thing in the world that exists that would not push boundaries.
Of course, but now it will be harder to push these boundaries.
Yes.
I think we're kind of reaching on a pretty good time. I think about 30 minutes or so has been.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's anything else that we need to talk about, I think we pretty much covered why most of us are okay with it, or maybe potential issues. I think there's a lot of people in the waiting room who would want to ask questions about it.
Yeah,
so I think we should switch to that.
The last thing I'm going to kind of bring up, though, is For the future rank beat maps, is it going to change the quality and whatnot? And the simple answer to that is yes. The quality is probably going to take a slight dive. There's no definite... Like, I'm not saying anyone is incompetent or anything. That is not my intention with saying that. It's just with more stuff going through and larger teams working together, it will, at the beginning, just like any new system, have its kinks that need to be ironed out. And I think that will happen through time.
Yeah,
But-
I think the remarkable thing is that, just real quick, there are maps that would have never been, that were having trouble getting seen. I remember there was a really, really freaking good map by Cherry Blossom, and it was a month-old bubble, and it was really great, it's just nobody had gotten around to it. So I guess while there will be potentially worse maps, there will also be better ones, just due to the fact that we couldn't have seen everything before.
Exactly.
Just add to what Z-Trot said, I think with the system, like, I think it's going to take a while before we see the full effects of change, especially with like the dive in quality. But I think like as this goes on, there will be a gradual improvement that will be visibly noticeable.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, because this is a little bit different, if you have a question that's going on, we could bring you down in here, but you kind of need to direct it to one of the 5. So make sure you have one of the 5 ready to direct your question to, and then we'll pull you down.
Yeah,
so,
make sure to pick me because I'm special.
Okay, so Kianko's wanting to ask a question, and I do want to say that she is a trooper because she's pretty...
Always been the first question in like every
not
one
always,
in like the past.
not always,
not always,
not
but
first
we're
in
talking.
the Peppy one.
Yeah, whoa, not first in Peppy. That's like, there's been so many of them.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway.
But we'll
go
go ahead and pull her down, and
Birds!
Birds. Oh,
Birds.
it's talking to Ephemeral. All right.
This is a question for Birds.
All right.
Okay.
Considering how now you got the quats or cats or whatever the fuck those are and bats, would you think that say if mats were still around, if mats would be necessary?
No. Simply put. Just no.
What would a mat do?
Were mats ever necessary? Because I really don't see how mats were ever necessary.
In the old
They were.
system, they were kind of like the precursor towards, kind of like where you'd put the people who were like career modders, I guess would be a good term for them, who like wanted to become bat. But
I
weren't
think it was a
quite there
good way
yet.
to evaluate this.
Wanted to
It was a
become
good-
bat but cannot register there?
Then why not just make them a bat?
That's what people would say, but we had this dynamic in the team early on where we were very reluctant to add people.
Oh
Like,
yeah, tell
we
me
used
about
to
it.
go on a nomination.
You people
Yeah.
stuffed me in Matt, and I was like in Matt, and I'm like, how do I get Bat? And Detrot's like, don't worry, I got this. And then I was Bat like the next week. But like, goddamn, the Matt thing was hell.
Yeah, that's what it ended up being. Ideally, it would have been that we voted on the top candidates every month, but of course, because you know how things happen, that's not actually what ended up happening. And of course, the networking prevailed there, where people who were connected with other people got in quicker.
Yeah,
and
that
all
was a
stuff,
big
so it
another
a bit of a
problem.
mess.
I had to be networked to be in the Matt and Bat, and I was like, that wasn't a good thing.
yeah.
It was a little too much.
Yeah, so it's not like you
If
can't
I
really
recall-
network anymore now.
Actually,
It's
if I
not
recall,
really...
I barely got in anyway. It was just weird. It was like frustrating.
But Charles, everybody loves you.
Not back then.
Crying.
People hated my guts. I was a douchebag. Anyway, right. So, thank you very much, Kanko. The bird is the word.
Thank you,
as it were.
Birds.
Oh no! Please tell me you did not just make a bird as a word reference.
Too bad.
He did. He really
Welcome
did.
to 2 years ago, folks. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Welcome to 240p YouTube.
Good
Yep.
job. Good
Time
job.
capsule
I
all
missed
day.
you.
Birds.
Why have you done this?
Birds. All right, that's great.
All right.
All right, so now, oh my God, there's so many people. All right, now I
Okay.
guess after Kyanko, we have to. Who else has a question to ask someone over here?
Apparently, Dane has a question.
I think
And
so.
I saying
No, he says he
have
doesn't.
a question.
Great.
Okay.
Surely somebody has a question. There's
So who
at
has a
least 10
question?
people up there who can just ask anything right now.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't really looking too hard for questions. I mean, I definitely would like to hear some more.
Yeah, because I feel like the problem is that right now the team looks like just some big brick wall of stupid, and if we can't answer the questions, we won't be able to. What's the word?
Get
rid
Makar
of
to
that
ask his
notion?
and someone read it out.
Yeah, Makar, go ahead and ask
Alright.
it, and we'll have
Hi.
Ephemeral read it.
Damn it.
'cause it's fun.
Okay. Wait, what the fuck? It's fun?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fun, apparently.
Okay, I'm gonna read it out in a random accent then.
Everybody's like birds.
You say random, but we know which one you're going to pick.
No, you don't.
All right.
Here we go.
No, you
I
don't.
hope it will be a type
When Modding
question.
V2 comes out for real, what exactly will happen to the current pat?
Oh god.
Thanks a lot, Ephemeral. You pissed off tons of people. Anyway, who's answering that?
Probably Ephemeral.
Yeah, me again, I guess.
Yep.
Have fun with this one.
The current bat, they're the people... God, I still get confused with the terminology. They are the people that do unqualifiers, right?
No, Cat's the ones who
They're
do
not.
unqualifies because they have a
The
Q in their
okay,
name.
so the current bats, they probably will go to being normal community members, but they will have an improved modding score compared to others. So they will essentially retain the same privileges as they do now.
So like he has a pretty good extra there. He goes on, or will they just be? If they are just verified modders, will the red name be removed, etc.?
I can't really comment on that right now since I'm not particularly familiar with the direction that Peppy wants to go there, but we will be giving, there will be some sort of accolade given for people who are bad in the current system.
That sounds like it's up in the air at this point.
It is up
Yeah.
in the air. A lot of this stuff's up in the air, but like it will be recognized and it's not just going to be, lol, I have nothing to show for this kind of thing.
I remember
You probably
people
get a
Brand
brand
name is
something.
nice.
I remember people throwing out the word beta test for this.
It's
Alright.
essentially what it is, really. It's like a sort of half-supported beta test without actually having the system being mechanically supported. We're kind of doing that all internally instead. With a very minor amount of mechanical changes.
Yeah.
Because, like, modding V2 completely changes the way people mod and stuff. Like, it's a lot more comprehensive than just, like, a system change. It's like a full, actual, like, new feature in the website and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff that's still up in the air that we'd like to touch base on, but yeah, I don't feel like
Let's
being
not do that.
castrated. So, anyways, though, so does anyone else have some questions here? A lot of conversation going on though.
Oh yeah, it's massive conversation.
Okay, so I think Corin has a question, and Hane also has a question as well. So we're gonna skip Corin because his questions are usually really funny.
Really disruptive, and usually
Yeah.
happen only at the end. All right.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and Hane, do you want to speak your question, or would you like it typed out?
Yeah, because I mean, you do have the option of being text or microphone.
Yes.
All right, Hane wants to speak.
Okay.
Let's bring her in. Hello, Hane.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So I guess this would be towards Ephemeral. Are you
course.
the staff manager?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's my title,
so,
isn't it? Is it my title? Shit, let me check.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
what-
okay, it's
what
my
it-
title. Yeah.
I think I bitched at you two, and then you like changed yours from staff to tournament, like staff and tournament
it's
instead of community.
Stuff and
community.
events. It's
Yeah.
stuff and events.
Anyway,
Oh,
let us
event.
say a goddamn question, Charles, for fuck's sake.
No, fuck you.
Okay, so like Dutrot said, there probably would be a decline in quality, and I was just wondering if there's no limit to who could join the bat, what would happen if the bats outnumber all the clats? And
They already
is there
do.
any other form of quality, I guess, quality assessment that's being applied to the staff? Like, I know that's towards ranked maps, but what about the staff themselves? Like, do they get feedback on the way they're modding, or is anybody keeping track of their activity, that kind of stuff?
That would be the domain of the
Ooh.
managers. That's also a very good question. Yet again,
Yeah.
we've been outshined by the people.
That was like that's like
That's
what
like
I-
the
like,
full Monty.
I think that's what I've been like screaming at you that I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I was like, can
that's-
I evaluate the cat, please?
I think the old bat managers are
I-
essentially responsible for that to some degree, but there's no way
For
they
now.
can check that many people.
No, God no,
Honestly.
not the bats, but maybe the cat.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, yeah. The cat, of course, they're supposed to be closely monitored. The actual cat, the people doing the quality assessment.
I
It's supposed to
assume
be.
that the outnumbering thing won't happen due to a potential qualifying limit per day.
It's
Yeah.
a maximum of. Oh no, I can't say the maximum. Sorry, I just remembered.
Darn.
I'm not allowed to. I'm allowed to say
Yes.
the
That
maximum.
sucks.
But there are going to be, like, that was one of the biggest things that was kind of worried about, is if there's no cap on limits of qualification, yet there's caps on limits of rank, then obviously, you know, the two would clash at some point. But obviously that's being worked on behind the scenes and being carefully monitored, and probably will be ironed out as soon, if, like, those problems do arise, if it does become an issue, then I'm almost certain it'll be fixed in a timely manner, because that's kind of something that, like, because we don't want, like, a giant backlog of maps just, like, kind of, like, sitting there waiting to go through, but they can't, because, like, say if you could even if you could just qualify one extra map over what you can rank, within a couple weeks time you'd have this giant queue of maps just chilling there, because only 7 can go through, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's probably being looked into. Like Ephemeral said, he can't really go into much detail on it, but I guarantee that's being looked at.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Yep.
for that question. Actually doing what Charles and Zetrot should have been doing from the goddamn
Hey,
start.
hey! We never.
Did you
we
know
never
that
had
I
questions.
hadn't seen the thread until an hour ago? So
We never had questions here. We were just talking about.
we're talking
stuff.
about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like this is literally, we get to answer the questions that people had questions, but we didn't know what they were yet. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So.
I think Yonko has another question she wants to ask.
Okie
I'm
doke.
getting a subtle vibe.
Yeah, subtle.
Just subtle, yeah.
I got a clue.
I wonder who this one's gonna be for.
We should
knows?
move Kyonko in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just waiting for
Fine, I'll do it if you guys won't. Gosh.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
Alright. Hi, Kyonko.
Welcome back.
Was that
What
Daru?
the?
No,
What was that?
it's a quack.
That's my phone quack. Who the fuck's calling me? Who the fuck
Good
is
job.
Monroe Sandra? Reject that bullshit.
Timing! Oh my god.
She was trying to make an ephemeral joke, and then she got a call.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
somebody-
say.
Oh my god.
Good job.
Somebody named Monroe Sandra.
No, stop,
called me.
please.
Fuck that shit. Okay, this is a
Cut this
question
out.
for the-
Cut it all
No,
out.
it's not.
This didn't
No.
happen.
No,
No.
this is staying. This is staying.
Okay,
No.
so what's
This-
the question?
Can I tell you
Okay.
something, Kyonko? You
Yes.
quack me up.
Oh no, that's getting cut. That is getting cut. That right there.
Okay, this is getting bad.
Z-Try,
Joker,
you're
what's the
just a-
question?
Z-Try, you're just upset that my puns are good. Don't try to duck them.
Okay.
Okay, no, fuck this.
I'm
Kyonko,
gonna
what's
fucking
the
drown
question?
you in the pond, Charles, if you don't stop
Hello?
this shit.
Okay, I have
Yes.
a question. This
Yeah,
question
just
this
go.
question is for the Bay.
Okay.
Oh,
Would you
Who
say
the fuck's that?
that's
Z-Try.
Z-Trud is the Bay? Would you say that since when you had first become a bat or whatever, until now, with like seeing how like the system has changed, would you say it's changed for the better or changed for the
Didn't we
worse?
ask this
Ooh.
exact thing during the Z-Trot interview?
Like, we
Like,
kind of.
I bet I could find you a timestamp of
Really?
where he says that.
I was
She was
I didn't
literally.
even know.
same. Oh god,
I
that's
think your friend was laughing too hard now.
Oh Jesus, that's great.
Like
That's
I
so
did.
great.
No,
I
you
stated-
know what?
I stated.
Real quick,
that- okay.
Kyoko has got the document opening, is picking ones out of your interview right now.
Actually,
Oh,
no.
that's so good.
Actually, no. I don't have the link to it anymore.
Oh, damn.
Boom.
Oh my god. I got
Anyways, no, I did state. I know that it was kind of long, so I don't really expect everybody to watch through it. This one's gonna be a little bit shorter, obviously. I just said that I personally feel that it's a step in the right direction. So, you really can't know till it's all implemented and everything's set up. But really, I do believe it's a step in the right direction. I mean, it definitely can't get any worse. And not to say that it was, well, yeah, it actually was pretty bad. So
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. Let's
Yeah.
be frank. It was not good at all. It was very, very poor before.
yeah, so I think that this is definitely a step in the right direction. Okay, so thank you for the question, Kiyanko, and for the comic relief.
Do you hate me for this?
No, I do not. I think
Yes,
it's...
yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Shut
Me
up,
too.
birds!
All right, well, thank you. back to the waiting room. Okay.
We really do. We really do.
No, we don't.
Well,
Anyways,
we do.
That was entertaining.
We do.
I kind of. Jesse's been here this entire time, and he's never once asked.
He
a
never
question.
asks questions, and it drives me nuts. We should get him in here.
And yes, if anybody has any Taiko questions, Onosaki Hito can answer those for you guys. You would think Drum would have a Taiko question, but
Yeah, I hope so. He has one.
Alright, so Jesse thinks questions are hard, so
questions are hard.
that's true.
You know what else
Anyway.
is hard?
Okay, so
the
Drum
bill of a seagull?
Drum
Yeah, they're pretty
does
hard.
ask, is there anything coming to Taiko? Like, he does have a question for that.
Ooh, I know that one. Some new stuff. They are actually reworking on the design for it. I believe there's some new stuff going in, animations and
Seriously?
shit.
Oh no, define
Yeah.
design. No, define design. What does that mean?
No, like legit, like actual new stuff, like that'll make it not
Okay,
look
'cause,
crap.
like,
Pippi Don having more than 4
I'm
frames.
I'm
for
gonna
starters.
rant right now. There is design where it changes the picture to something cooler, and there is design where when you push a mania key, it takes 2 seconds to fade the little white thing out, and that
Oh,
drives
no,
me
nothing
up
like
the
that.
wall. I am going to kill a rubber rat.
Actually, like some of the stuff that's being said in the chat right now kind of reminds me of some bad stuff, but the design.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, but the design is going to be something that would definitely avoid bad stuff. It's a design in a good
Looking
way.
forward to it.
Yeah.
But in
Avoid
what
bad
way?
stuff that's not good.
In what way there will be a new design also only for the gameplay, or are there also some changes in the editor? Or
It's mostly.
It's not mechanical changes.
No,
just
it's mostly
stuff.
visual.
Like Pippi Don having more than 4 frames and that kind of stuff being better,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I thought that
Not
was a
anything
stylistic
huge.
decision.
No, it was not.
Well, if it was, it was a
stylistic
bad one.
decision. It was more of a limitation at that point in time.
I
It's
don't,
some-
think
yeah.
I don't think we had animations properly
no.
done
And,
back then.
Okay, I guess we got another question.
okay.
I've got a few now.
I guess Corin, an actual question, who was making
I had
the
one
bots
before, didn't
ask
he? And you
more-
guys just like rudely skipped over and was like,
No, he's
Well,
joking again.
Let's ask,
See?
let's ask Danny's question real quick.
Okay, what's his question?
Can you make the new game mode that combines every game mode, so you have a planet and you have to rotate it to fight off spaceships, and you got to shoot them to the beat of the song? Oh,
go
so
fuck yourself.
You're
Isn't
dude,
it
shut up,
basically
Ephemeral.
Tahosu?
no, maybe. Who knows? But I think what he's saying is that you're clicking on where you shoot, and you're using the arrow keys to move the plate for the catch to beat. But I don't know how Taiko or Mania would factor into that.
Man.
You're literally saying words.
Yeah, that sounds like words.
I
Whatever.
don't understand any of that.
Okay,
maybe,
so
maybe.
And yes,
maybe
that
that's
is
a
beat
concept for
hazard. That is
another day.
literally beat hazard. what
Oh,
you
is
just
that
described.
literally beat hazard?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, beat.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
guess
oh,
it
good.
man. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah,
but
like a game mode that takes a controller to use. That'd be something.
3D Osu, please. Osu's 3D. You should
And
watch
technically,
interviews.
yeah, interview with Peppy on 3D Oath. Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
was
in
touched
there.
base
Yeah.
quite a bit actually.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Yay! Ono watched it. Yay!
Good
Yeah.
man, good man.
Yay! All
Of
right.
course I
Could
watched
we?
it.
Should we actually get Corn in here, or?
I don't think he
Does
actually,
he actually
Pillow
have a
has a question.
question?
Yeah, I think Pillow has one though.
Pillow said he has a question. He would like.
All right. Let's get
Oh,
Pillow.
Okay,
think he's
let him
crying
ask his
now.
question then. Go on.
Hi,
So,
Pillow.
hello.
Stop crying.
So Bird Arms, since you've become a very skilled Mania player,
Oh, for
are we
fuck's
gonna
sake.
get are we gonna get a Bad Apple Mania map?
Ooh.
I'd sooner rip my own legs off and beat myself to death with them.
Pillow, I'm just gonna say this now. You might want to run.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
don't worry. I'm closing the account. I'm running.
It's good.
Oh man, ouch.
Anyway, so I think that's enough.
Yeah, Ephemeral. What
uh,
star rating are you up to? 1, 2?
What, in Mania?
Yeah.
I think that's being generous.
All right,
Oh,
let's move on.
I
Okay.
can't. I
I think at this point we're just like completely shitting on Ephemeral constantly, and I think that's how everything should be in life.
I think Zetron's broken.
I
Yeah,
can't.
Zetron's dead.
No.
You shit on me now, but later I will be doing the shitting.
Ah.
I like how this turned into like a pseudo-serious thing where we're talking about stuff into just complete chaos. And I do believe that puts things into more realistic light. There's literally just a bunch of people trying to do fun stuff.
Yeah,
nobody-
Isn't that
no-
what most of these end up as?
nobody hates-
Just like
yeah, but-
serious turned to shit.
Yeah, but nobody hates people, you know? So, like,
Oh, Danny
I'm talking
has
about...
Danny has a serious question that's, I could answer it, but I don't think it's... Marston's going like, don't
Yeah.
do it!
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I don't think we should touch base on this one.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to talk
Unfortunately-
about that.
Unfortunately, Danny, while that is a good question, Marston's slamming on the abort button, like really, really hard. So, Kiyanko's got another question that she's wanting to run by, but after that, I'm thinking about, we should definitely probably wrap it up. We're trying to make these a little bit shorter here, and we're kind
It's
of...
funny,
Yeah.
I actually made a reference to that very thing earlier in the talk here, but nobody noticed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think after this one we're just
Alright.
getting repeats, so we'll call it
Okay.
quits after this one.
Yeah. Alright. So what you got?
How do you feel about maps that there's like 10 ranked versions of the exact same song and like half of them play the exact same?
Mari,
That's the original.
I think
No.
that's kinda a question which applies to Taiko, since we have more of these problems than Osu has, since we have only one X, while Osu has two.
Yes.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, it's like Mania with 2 lanes.
But
So-
yet Taiko doesn't have the problem, so I guess Osu doesn't have any of them either.
Well,
Yes.
Oh.
I think
I-
sometimes
What?
it's okay. Like, I remember there was a No Pay No Game group of 3 that got ranked, and like they were
yeah.
different enough. I mean, people will fight me over that, but like I know.
Shit.
I
Charles,
picked
shut
a
the fuck
favorite.
up.
What's up?
The DMCA stuff.
Are we talking about
Oh.
that?
We probably could mention something about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
we were skipping that, but okay.
Oh no, I mean it's probably been
No, I think
talked
we
about
said
all over
talk
the
about-
Reddit, and it's probably
Mm,
all
okay.
over
The
everywhere
what?
else.
The what?
The Reddit.
What is this Reddit
The
you
what?
speak
What's
of?
that? The
What
what?
is that? I've
Okay,
never
you
heard
guys
of this
don't
thing.
look at Reddit. Okay, whatever.
Zetra,
The what?
Zetra,
Ephemeral.
can I
You'll
real
find
talk
Reddit
with you right
beside
now?
off-topic.
Go ahead, real talk.
We look at it more than you do.
I know you do.
Ephemeral and I look at it more than you do.
I know you guys do.
And we say, what's that?
Okay.
I go in there and I
No,
post
it's
every
okay.
once in a
Yep.
while so people stop trying to rip
It's
someone's
okay.
larynx out.
No,
Like,
it's gone a lot better lately.
It's gotten
okay.
way
We're only
fucking
joshing.
better.
Yeah,
It used to
it's gone a lot better.
I was about to name names, I can't. Alright, moving on.
Yeah.
So, no. But for real, I do have a stance on that, and I feel like it's way blown out of proportion. And
Yeah, the
honestly, I
game's
think
not coming to an
it's
end or anything
actually
like that.
honestly, I think this is actually a good thing, but I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard to explain why. It's
don't
both
think-
good and bad. It has both, but there's definitely a good side in the midst of the bad.
The bad part is losing 214
The bad part
maps
is
or whatever it
losing
was.
200 downloads of maps that people love.
That was pretty crappy. But
That's
none of
pretty-
the
that's
scores are
terrible crap.
lost. Let's be
Mm-mm.
clear on that. None of the scores are lost, and like if you still have the map, you can still play it. It's just new people can't download it.
Yeah, you can't
That's
download
it.
it off the O site. That's it.
Yep.
Wait, I thought the audio was removed and that was it.
Yeah,
I thought
That
you
might
could still
actually
download
be-
it, but there's no audio.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
That's
not
a
100%
rumor.
certain on what's going on, but yeah, that is a very real possibility of what has actually happened.
Oh, that's what
Which
I said
kind of
anyway,
renders
so...
it a little bit pointless because it's very hard to actually sync that stuff up yourself.
Yeah.
But
if you were to just upload it without audio, it would be very rough to download that sort of thing.
that being said, those 214 maps pose an interesting thing given how the scores are calculated and stuff. That may actually need to be taken into consideration. I'll have to talk with Tom about that. Because I mean, if people can't make new scores on those maps, or a limited number of people.
Oh, they can.
You were
Well,
also
I mean-
corrected. It was 222 maps apparently.
Whatever.
It's more
Same
of
thing.
it's not stopping submission, it's just accessibility to those maps. And I mean, you see
Yes.
that
Yeah.
exact same thing with old maps, you know?
Yeah.
That being said, the people who want to get those maps are going to get those maps
They can
regardless
get
whether
those
they're
maps.
offered
It's
them
like, and there's
anyway.
nothing that OS can really do about that. I mean,
We don't
you can't.
support it. I just say it outright.
yeah,
but-
at this point, it is no longer officially supported, but there is technically no way to stop that. Question
Well, no,
mark?
no. I want to be clear. The map set, the map, the content that the mapper created is fine.
It's theirs. and
It's
theirs
just the
alone.
music that was owned by
music is
Konami
what-
is not fine,
Mhm.
and it's not on our servers anymore. It's gone. So
Yep. But
Wait, I guess
Go
we
ahead,
got
Anna.
another
Everybody's
question
gonna-
by Drum. Will the only Taikobats be labeled as Taikobat? What do you mean with that?
I think if you're specific to game mode, will you be labeled as said game mode? And I believe we answered that as a yes.
yeah, that will be yeah, that'll be basically we've kind of touched on that a little bit. But anyways, guys, I do want to thank everybody that came out. I don't want this one being over an hour long or so. So I think now is probably a good time to go ahead and cut it off. We did touch base on a lot of good things, and I do appreciate everybody taking their time to come out.
Your title is your forum rank, Drum. By the way,
Yes.
they're not different.
And they do upgrade as long as you go further, more posts and stuff.
All right. So Jesse does finally have a question. He's asking if he could be the cat/bat manager for 20,014.
I think that's a reasonable time frame for him to start modding and contributing actively. That sounds pretty good to me. Get right on that. I'll see you then.
Can I clarify real quick about the DMCA thing, because I said that it was both a good and bad thing, and I never got to explain the good thing, and people are gonna fucking hate me. A DMCA is literally the nicest legal thing you can do to someone, and I'm really, really happy that Konami's legal team are those kind of people.
Yeah, because I mean, I understand what you're getting at, but
they didn't spoil the fun for thousands upon thousands, potentially millions now of people, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I believe that would wrap it up unless we got more stuff to talk about. It's been pretty long. I think we've got a little over an hour now.
Oh, great.
It's probably like 6 over there, right?
7. Nice try.
Okay.
9 here.
Well, everybody, this was a good one. We're all signing off from the OS Talk. Thanks to everyone that did come out. We do appreciate it, and thank you guys, Deadbeat, Ephemeral, Onisaki Hito, Charles. I do appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanking Charles, really.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, why would you do that?
And thank
It's almost
Kiyanko for
obligatory for
still
him to be
being
here
in the
now.
room. Obligatory Kiyanko, thank you, because nobody moved her.
Ah, Kiyanko's still here?
Hey, LMAO!
Holy crap.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Fuck off.
I'm actually face palming right now. Oh my god.
And
Surprise.
all right.
Wow.
All right, and so this is everybody signing off from the OS Talk, and remember, rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see you real soon, or something like that.
See you later.
Bye.
Fuck you, Charles!
Oh shit.
Oh, not this again.
A new beginning.